Hey guys, it's Jack here. I'm here with Fred. We're in the Martin
Hi, guys.
booth. This is a big one for us, so we're going to start with the kind of the real special stuff, the special editions.
Yeah.
Fred, take it away. Tell us about what we got here.
What we have here is a couple custom editions. We're only going to do about 50 each of these two guitars. We have a Blaze and a Shadow. We've really been playing a lot with some maple guitars lately,
Yeah.
and we had some really cool wood in-house, and we wanted to just sort of flex our custom shop muscles a little bit and play with some colors on these. If you go ahead and flip that around.
Well, I don't remember the last time I saw quilts
Yeah,
as nice as
some
that
nice
from
quilts
Martin.
in there.
That's stunning,
Really
isn't it?
beauties.
Yeah.
So we had some great wood, and we just wanted to use the kind of finish techniques that would allow us to really show off the material.
But they're great
you're better
guitars
off.
too, as well, right?
Oh,
They don't just
absolutely.
look good,
They sound awesome. But
That's
you know, you
beautiful.
want the material to speak for itself.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, so we're going to focus on the CEO9 guitar.
This is a guitar that bears Chris's title, for Chris Martin's title, the CO9. It's an LOO, a really unusual wood. This is made out of mango, just like the
Wow.
fruit.
Okay.
So you can see it on the back. It's actually quite stunning. It's a beautiful piece of wood.
Yeah.
It kind of almost looks like light koa in
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. Tonally, does it sit in a similar kind of way?
It does. It absolutely does. It's a very old style rope inlay around the outside with
Wow.
a sunburst. We're using our new Lux liquid metal pins on this to help boost dB volumes, which really works well. It gives a nice old look to it. At the same time, one of the cool features is up at the top. If you look at the tuning machines,
Check out the tuners there, Joe.
yeah, the tuners are really cool. We got a head plate on there that's a tortoise head plate, and then we're using this sort of an aged bronze look
Yeah.
on the tuning machines, which really helps give it a nice older vibe.
We're going to try and get some sound clips of these guitars as
Absolutely,
well,
yeah,
hopefully.
you
so,
really do need to play them to get
yeah.
a good idea of what's going
Yeah.
on. This is our Arts and Craft model
Arts and
from.
Crafts guitar.
We actually introduced this last year at the show and did really well. I mean, the amount of inlay work that we're putting into some of these guitars is pretty incredible. This is a German white oak. On the back of it, I'll flip it around here in a second. But our custom shop guys, they're sort of in a different world.
Yeah. So if you had to estimate, from start to finish, how long is a guitar like this going to take to?
Probably 4 months.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, so you get your
Wow.
orders in early. It really is a beautiful piece of wood on the back. I mean, it just really jumps out at you. You
Yeah.
wouldn't think of that about oak. It's not a traditional
No.
guitar wood, but it really is a stunning piece. And that center strip of pearl is really something else.
But the best thing about these custom Martins I've always found is there's no detriment to the tone.
No.
It doesn't matter how much kind of ornate detailing there is going on the guitar, it still sounds like a Martin.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's fantastic.
Well, sound comes first.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's sort of our calling
hope.
card.
Okay.
So this is our new modern Deluxe. This happens to be a 0028. These got a lot going on in them. So let's just start with the neck. It is a really different guitar in terms of the neck design. First off, we're starting with a titanium truss rod in the center of this neck. Now, our regular steel truss rod, two-way truss rod, works well, it's all great, but
Yeah.
we had been experimenting with titanium in some of the truss rods on custom shop product, and we
Okay.
decided now is the time to go ahead and roll it out into our new line. What makes it really cool is it's 64% lighter than the steel rod.
Right.
So if you think about that when you're playing the guitar and it's all the way out here on the edge where you put that weight,
have that
it
tipping
feels
point.
heavy. So it makes it feel super, super light.
Great.
Also, we worked with the back of the neck. The neck profile in this guitar is based on a 1931 OM45.
It's got that nice kind of soft V to it.
It's got a very, very soft beat. We
Yeah.
were playing that guitar in our museum, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And we said, man, this neck feels awesome. We got to do something with this. So we digitized it, got a good look at it, and decided to go ahead and recreate the neck. What we didn't realize is we kind of ran into some problems. We did the first prototype, and it didn't feel right. And we said, something's wrong here. And something we didn't think about was the fingerboard thickness. So the fingerboard thickness on the original was very thin. The modern fingerboard's a little bit thicker.
Okay.
So we had to go and put a very, very thin fingerboard on this to get the right back and neck feel.
Right, right.
After we did that, we said we need to upgrade the frets. So we went with a different fret material. Normal nickel frets are about a 200 on the hardness scale.
Okay.
And to give you a sense of reference, a stainless steel fret is maybe a 300. So we found this Evo fret, which is right in between at 250, and it has a nice little, like a gold look to it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's because there's copper infused into the metal alloy that they use on the fret, and that gives it that gold look. It's almost the same color as the string. So it's a much harder fret, and it wears all the way through. It looks beautiful. So I got a different back and neck shape. I got a new truss rod. I got new frets.
Tonally, you're saying the frets are kind of what you would expect. It's
Yeah,
not, it
absolutely.
doesn't have that raspiness that stainless steel is.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Great.
That's why it just gives you that little bit of extra in there. In the body, we decided we went with a torfied Sitka spruce top and an Adirondack bracing on inside. So we're sort of mixing species, sort of like blending wines, trying to get a real tonal flavor out of this particular guitar. So we wanted to give you the stiffness of the Adirondack bracing, but we're kind of wanted to give you that old sense with the torrefaction on the Sitka spruce top.
Yeah.
Underneath that, we put a carbon fiber bridge plate. So there's a bridge plate on the back of the bridge here. It's two pieces of carbon fiber. Sandwiched in between is a piece of torrefied Adirondack spruce. So it's carbon fiber, Adirondack spruce, carbon fiber, sandwiched together underneath the bridge plate, and then anchored down with Deluxe liquid metal bridge pins. Altogether, I'm boosting the dB on this guitar by about 3 to 5 dBs, just by using the bridge pin in combination with that. Then we added maple binding to guide it, so it still looks like a Martin, like a 28 style guitar, but it's modern. It's sort of fresh, giving you more deluxe packages like pearl inlay on the headstock and pearl side dots. Yeah. It's just a lot going on with this particular guitar. It's
Martin
crazy.
have always done this so well. You know, from a distance, it still looks like a classic Martin, but all the performance upgrades make for just a better guitar year on year. So
it's really an incredible player.
So the range is kind of your standard models then, you know, your triple O's.
Right.
What other models have we got in the range?
Well, we're doing a D18, triple O 28, OM 28, and a D28. We'll be bringing out a 42 and a 45 later in the year.
Okay.
We were approached by Sailor Jerry Spiced Rum.
Okay.
Yeah, and they own the artwork to Sailor Jerry, who was a famous tattoo artist back in the 20s and 30s, and we got him pictured up here. And many of the famous tattoos were his original artwork. And they said, hey, we want to do a partnership with you guys. Let's do something fun on a guitar. And so they gave us the artwork, and we said, well, let's see what we can come up with. So we decided we chose two pieces of art, one called True Love and one called Homeward Bound. And we just told our inlay guys, let's go crazy and let's have some fun. So what you see here is all inlay work. This is not paint.
Wow.
These are all individual pieces placed on these guitars using a technique called sand shading, and where you take a piece of wood and you stick it in hot sand, and it actually burns the wood, and you can ease it on there, and it looks like you've airbrushed it.
Okay.
And did a lot of inlay work up through the top of the guitar, and you can see it on this one along the flag. If you'll take that one and just turn it over and hang it back up so you can see the back. We saw a technique that somebody was using to do something else, and we said, hey, maybe we can incorporate this into some of our artwork.
Fantastic.
And we were able to put these two guitars together. And as I said before, our custom shop people and our factory folks are just on a different level. And we're not just doing one or two guitars like this and bring it to the show and say, look how great we are. No, these are guitars people can buy.
Okay. So how big's the run?
However many people order them.
Indefinite.
Fantastic. We can do it, man.
I hope you really enjoyed that little insight into some of the special editions from Martin this year. As you can see, there's some really crazy stuff going on. So thanks, Fred, for the insight.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate that. We're going to go and check out some more guitars now. All right, guys. So we're going to check out some new body shapes, some slope shoulder guitars from Martin this year. And we're moving kind of down into the 15 and 17 series a little bit. So yeah,
correct.
Let's have a look.
So this is our slope shoulder D in our Street Master 15 series. And we had a lot of luck. We did the Street Master series in 2018, where it has a little bit of a distressed look to it, and people really reacted well to it. It's a really good price point. We're not trying to pretend that it's something it's not. We're trying to give it a feel where it just feels comfortable and homey, and warm, without saying it's an exact replica of a whatever, which we do that kind of stuff too. But it's a whole different world. So we wanted to do a slope shoulder because we didn't have that in the line. And we said, well, as long as we're doing a slope shoulder on a Street Master, we might as well go ahead and do slope shoulders over here on our 17 series at the same time. So we already had that in the Black Smoke and in the Whiskey Sunset. And the response has been fantastic. I think I like slope shoulders. I like the way
me
they
too.
sound. They're fun to play.
All right.
Cool.
Great. Thanks, Fred.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoyed it.